When the players go to thank the student section, the head coach goes and gets a hug from the president, and the head football coach is congratulating people as they go into the locker room area. You know, it says something was pretty good night.
Well, I think that's a statement of Northern Colorado and the kind of camaraderie and chemistry that we have with coaches and peers, and clearly the support that we get not only from the AD, who also hugged me as I was leaving, but clearly the president of the university. So it was a great environment to go out there and see that many students and have this team win in that environment.
Kimmy, I want to go back to Sunday. You come off a big win on Friday night, and I know, it's obvious, and you stay on the road and you're going to DU, which is not a hard place to play, but almost inevitably, teams have a little bit of a letdown coming off a big win like that. And your kids probably didn't play as good as they did Friday night, but they win. And then you got to come back, and now it's like the pressure just comes right back in your face. And this bunch just, they're not going to back down.
They're not. And I said something after Denver, and I said, who would have thought we'd be 2-0? And they said, we did. We know. We thought it. And now they think we should have been. And the seniors, I think, really do look at this and go, this is where we're supposed to be. So that says a lot about their leadership. But I don't think I realized what I was putting them into to go to DePaul. And then I thought Denver, that game was equally as difficult as DePaul, but for completely different reasons. And I think that was a trap game that I wouldn't do again. Right. I would not, just another day off, another day in between would have been fine. But what we felt on Saturday when we returned and that day, and then the next day getting up and going on vans, that was really a hard game. So for us to have played even remotely good enough to win was I think a great statement.
So y'all came clear back to Greeley?
We did. Wow. We did. And so to win that was huge, and I think that made me, it just makes you realize this group has grown so much in their maturity of how they handle adversity, and on the court and off the court. They prepare really great. They are businesslike yet goofy, goofy when they need to be, and businesslike when they need to be as well. And when that starts to happen, and your seniors and your upperclassmen who have played so much, along with Savannah Smith and Courtney Smith, you just, the rest of the group follows along, and we've got great leadership right now, and they're leading the way.
You go on a 16-4 run really early in the third quarter, which I think set the tone pretty much for the rest of the night. When you go by 12 at that point, it's like, now we can take a little bit of a deep breath. Was there anything in particular that you changed at halftime, or that you might have said that made that?
No, I really thought we got great shots in the first half, and they didn't go in, and that's playing a long team that gets you just a tiny bit off rhythm, maybe. And who knows why? I just love the fact that one of our best players, or our best player in Savannah Smith, is 1 for 10, and we still win. And she's smiling and happy and thrilled for that, and because when she starts hitting like she will, and she's due, then that's when you'll see us, I think, hitting on all cylinders. But I love the fact that we're finding different people and different ways to win, and we're adjusting to different teams. And I think that's what we did we just said, keep doing the same things. They cut a lot of things, and they got us out of our rhythm a little bit, but really good teams do that. And so we take a lot of pride in learning how to play, when things are broken, when things don't work exactly the way you want, who can play well together. And we're good at that. We're better at that, and we're getting better at that every single day. So I just thought that was the difference in our team, and we just strung together 3, 4, 5 possessions. They went zone, we made a 3.
Exactly.
We got a layup on Courtney. It was just a well played segment right there. That I'm kind of mad that we didn't do it earlier, and I'll look at the film and go, yeah, it could have happened then too.
Well, you had opportunities.
Yeah, I thought right away we should have been up 10 when they tied the game again, but. Again, that gives you an example of we still hung in there and put enough good positions together.
They fell right into, I'm going to give kudos to your scouting report, but they fell right, they were going to pressure you out front. And they even brought it out further later on, but they're gonna press you out front, try to get those two little ones to make mistakes, and that really does leave Courtney Smith wide open if they're not gonna follow her when she turns. And they didn't even glance at her. I mean, it's like, boy, this would be a perfect situation if they tried to pressure us out front, and we could flip it into her, and it was like, dude, this is, you couldn't have drawn it up any better, or any easier, so to speak.
I think that's the thing, is we have so many plays or things that we can do out of our sets, and it requires a lot of reads. And I think the thing that gets us in trouble is we have so many plays that requires a lot of reads, and we get tricky. We think, oh, they're doing this, so let me do that, and sometimes it's just really simple. You just need to run our stuff a little bit and flip the floor, and good things will happen. And
Right.
within that offense, there's just a lot of opportunities for our 4s and 5s, Courtney in particular, to set high on balls and get pick and pop shots, because it drag big players away from the basket and make them have to defend good guards coming off of on balls. And we didn't get to that. I mean, we keep saying it all the time, like, get to those parts of offense, because they can't guard her. They don't know how to guard the on ball. They're losing her. We did a lot of back screening in the first half, and when we got a good little run going in the first half.
One pick and roll that was like a damn technique video.
Right.
In the first half.
Right, and so we got a couple of those, but we go away from it, and we quit doing it because, again, it's coaching, but we have too many things in probably that's good for us, but I really think ultimately, when we get really smart with how we play, those things will benefit us a lot, and we'll go to the well that's working. And tonight it was Courtney Smith, and thank goodness we got to her as much as we did, because she was obviously the one that had the best matchup.
The other question is, and last night or yesterday, I was looking through LSU's schedule and stuff. How do you get LSU to come here and play?
Well,
I mean, they're not coming
number
through here on a
44,
road trip.
Newbert is from Colorado.
Yeah, I know the one girl is.
So
yeah.
a lot of times, I know in women's basketball, I don't know if they do it as much in men's, that we make special efforts to get them back home in their 4-year career. And so I think that's what they did. It's great for us. I mean, I honestly, Sam, we don't have any problem getting power teams here. They will come now. I hope they'll keep coming. But have a lot of schools that are willing to do home and homes with us, just because people like to come to Colorado. And
Do you have to go back? Do you have to go there?
yes, we'll go back to them next year.
Next year? Oh, okay.
So
That's
a lot of
perfect.
people won't, like, the men can't get a team like this in here because
No.
it's not a very good situation for them. But for us, we can get good teams in. And it's great for our fans, and I'm super excited that they got to experience it. And now we at least
Yeah.
we won it
I thought there should have been more than 1,100 there.
Yeah, I
1,200,
thought so
but
too. But
You may start drawing, if you keep this up, and man, you've still got a lot of games before you get into conference. Holy moly, that's a lot of games before you play. You still got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more games before conference, including Colorado State here.
Brigham Young here. San Francisco's really good.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. Quinnipiac was a Sweet 16 team last year, so.
Who was? Oh, really?
Quinnipiac, yeah.
Where are they at? Where's it?
Connecticut?
Connecticut.
Is it?
Yep.
So that's our
And they made
schedule.
Sweet 16 last year?
They did, they got beat by Connecticut in the Sweet 16, they upset. I
Wow.
don't remember who.
Miami.
That's Miami, and,
Somebody else. Can't remember who.
And then you go to Florida, and that's New York area, isn't it?
Yeah.
right, we're doing those two and then spending a day in New York.
Are you?